3.6 Abulle, the refusal to leave. Abulle never liked being told what to do, least of all by people who never walked the narrow lanes of Kazanchis. He was a painter of signs, shop fronts, election banners, sometimes murals for weddings, and his name was known as far as Mexico Square. His real gift wasn't the brush, though, it was loyalty. Sawen yamia setawe sawe semu ayedalame, sareto sato yamia lefawe dershawe nawe. He said once, "What keeps a man remembered isn't his name, it's the share he leaves behind." When the city's announcement came, no notice, only an order barked at a crowd by the mayor and her aides, Abulle didn't flinch. The officials promised temporary housing in a distant complex of studio flats. He looked at the photo on the brochure and said, "Those boxes look like cages." He told Ras Nahom that Kazanchis was his birthplace and his burial ground. He would not leave either way. The others packed slowly. Some hoped that if they obeyed, they might one day return. But Abulle stayed, sweeping the dust in front of his shop, each morning as if daring the trucks to come. The day the first wall went down, a young officer approached him and said, "You have one last chance." Abulle replied, "Addis Ababa yalanya alashene, enya nane Addis Ababa." Is Addis Ababa apart from us? We are Addis Ababa. The officer hesitated, then walked away. That night they returned in greater numbers. They beat him with batons, kicked over his paint cans, and dragged his few possessions into the street. Someone set fire to the sofa Ras Nahom had brought him. A soft, worn 60-years-old sofa his grandfather gave his grandma when they married, saved from demolition when 40 people comprised of police, task forces, and Prosperity Party personnel pulled him barefoot from his home in the middle of the night. The fabric went up quickly, the smell of burning foam filled the compound. Neighbors shouted but could not intervene. In the chaos, Abulle vanished into the smoke. By morning, the police were back, rounding up anyone still sleeping among the ruins. Those taken away were never charged. Some were released miles outside the city, others disappeared entirely. Ras Nahom searched for weeks. Each day he asked at clinics, shelters, stations. Nothing. He began to think of Abulle as a living ghost, a witness gone underground. At night he dreamt of him sitting by the riverbank, his paintbrushes laid out beside him like relics, eyes watching the city lights across the water. In one of those nights, Nahom remembered a line from Medemer that he had underlined months earlier. "A house cannot stand if one stone refuses to belong." Medemer, page 84. He read it again and wrote in the margin, "But what if the stone is the foundation?" Abulle had been that stone, the one who believed belonging meant staying, not submission. His refusal cost him everything, yet it also kept Kazanchis from vanishing entirely in silence. Among the displaced, his name became a small act of defiance. When they gathered at a bus station to share bread or news, someone would raise a piece of injera and say, "For Abulle," and the others would answer, "Egezi abehira yadanane," "May God save us." Months later, a rumor surfaced. A man matching his description had been seen near the river, sleeping beneath the bridge. Nahom went there at dawn. The river smelled of oil and waste. Plastic bags floated like slow ghosts. He called out the name 3 times. Only the echo returned. The disappearance of one man rarely troubles official ledgers. But in the unwritten history of Kazanchis, Abulle's absence is a wound that refuses to close. His paint-stained wall still stands at the edge of the cleared zone, miraculously spared, a smear of faded color amid gray cement. On it, half hidden by soot, the words of an old commission remain, "Ane dinani, we are one." No slogan from Medemer could better summarize what the bulldozers destroyed.